This is it. This is the final stage where we overtake Zoe for the win. It said watch our tires, so what does that mean? Looks like the tires are degrading throughout this stage. It also says no off track, so again, let's see what that means. Is it truly no off track? Is there a little bit of grace? There is a little bit of grace, so that's good enough for a little mistake. And again, the AI does not handle your car very well, so you can brake very late into this first corner. Not crazy late, just later than you normally would. I could have braked even later than that. But look, Zoe's already there, and there's, let's see here, lap 23 out of 25, so this really shouldn't be a problem. The key here is overtake Zoe while you have the tires. Like, man, my tires are already down to 92%. Okay, well that's enough to take this full throttle still. I want to get past her very quickly at this point. There we go. Gaining on Zoe nicely. I am not planning to take any off-track cuts. I will try to drive in such a way that I don't go off track at all. Once I overtake Zoe, wow, I'm surprised at that. I gained very quickly on her. Now, I could pit her, but I don't want to. Already my back end's getting loose here. Okay, so all that I have to do now is just take it really easy for the rest of this race. For this lap, I need to drive it aggressively while I still have reasonable grip. But then for the subsequent laps, I need to back it off more and more, or you're just going to go flying off track, and I don't want to do that. So because we have some time to kill here, I will discuss what I'm doing a little bit more. Basically, you know what? Basically, it's just like I said in the prior race where we had tires slowly increasing. As these tires decrease, I will back up my braking points more and more and move forward my acceleration points more and more. And that's how I mitigate that. For now, I just want to get a really nice big lead on Zoe. So I'll cross with, I think, about 68% tires. Yeah, I'm already going to be careful at Eau Rouge Radillon. I just don't want to push this too far. Okay, so now that we've got some time to spare here, I'm going to go through some possible strategy, recap some of the Pinnacle of Performance event. First, let's look at cost. Up until stage 6.2, I just had R upgrades. At that point, I had to add drivetrain, body, and exhaust, so 240 gold and almost 1.4 million R. Would it have been better to just skip stage 6.2 for 80 gold? Well, let's recap some of the stages. With just R upgrades, I found stage 3.3 to be hard. That was a speed snap at Silverstone. Then we had 4.2 at Monza. That was a very hard stage where we had to meet a top speed twice and drafting was required. 5.2 was moderately hard for me. That was the average speed requirement at Hockenheimring. That one I was also able to do with R upgrades, but some people needed more upgrades for that one. Then of course we have 6.2, which was very hard even with the additional upgrades. And here's where the question comes in, what if I didn't buy those? Well, 6.4 was hard with R upgrades. I did it, but it was hard. The question is 7.3. Could I have completed that with just R upgrades? I think I could have if I really tried many times. I found that very hard. So I would have to be driving more in the upper group B time trial abilities, which is something I am capable of. And I do on a weekly basis, but that can take me a lot of tries. So it's up to you, and you have to know your own abilities. It might have been cheaper just to skip stage 6.2 for 80 gold rather than spending 240. However, getting this car for just 240 gold is an incredible deal. This is a 1,000 gold car, and I hate throwing away gold. I hate skipping stages because I just didn't get anything for it. So I would always rather upgrade the car because I'm going to want it upgraded in the game at some point. So that's my summary of the Pinnacle of Performance and the harder stages. Now, this race has been getting more and more difficult. you can see that my lead on Zoe really didn't grow very much. At 28%, I am now having to drive very cautiously. There's no way I want to be sliding off track and fail this stage at this point. Yeah, it's a long stage. You don't want to have to repeat it. And my lead's actually not that bad. This is one of the harder corners. It doesn't seem hard at first, but the problem is you've got a massive speed run here. So if you do not absolutely maximize that corner, you're going to lose a lot of speed down here in other races. Now, my lead on Zoe is better than I thought, so I can afford to just slow down enough that I don't fail this stage. I am not going to wait for Zoe to catch up. There is no reason for that. This is the last stage. So I'm happy with that. My tires did not 100% degrade, and there we go. I've done it. I have won the Senna GTR. Now, if you want to review the stages I talked about, just click on this playlist. Everything is there. And then you can make your decision based on what you see me doing and how you think you're doing. Here's another look at that beautiful car. Thank you so much for joining me in this event.